gang. Wow, it looked real dark. Should have turned my light on. Well, of course, you know how this goes. We are here. We're ready. Okay, let me turn this down a little bit because I do not want to get copyrighted. So the song we starting out with for this week is Miss Jackson. Okay, so if you heard the melody, you hear it. All right. Um, for those of you who are new, welcome. Hi, my name is B. Welcome to What You Need to Know Wednesday. This can be anything that you might need to know coming off of the following beginning of the week, or going into the rest of the week off into the weekend. Okay. We usually start with an oracle and then we jump in with some tarot. I start in with a song. We usually have music playing in the background. There's snacks in the back, whatever. Check down below in the description box if you want to book a reading or if you just want to check out information about me, I guess. Anyway, for those of you who are accustomed to being here, okay, this is going to be for September the 7th, 2022. It is currently 10:25 a.m. my time. Happy Tuesday, happy Mars Day. My photo shoot went great, okay. A little bit of announcement before we start. I will be starting Starbucks probably within the next week or so. So I'll officially have a schedule for a new schedule if I have to change my schedule, and things like that. It took a little longer than expected because there were some technical difficulties on their end. But my background check went through. I just got an email from them this morning. So everything should be starting pretty soon. My photo shoot went great. I think I already said that. My photo shoot was great. Okay, I'm super excited about it. I can't wait to get proofs and stuff back. I can't get the wait to get the edits back. Is there anything else? Of course, spaces will be hosted on Wednesday night. So if you're watching this and you want to have me over on Twitter, definitely check down below in the description box so you can follow me on Twitter. I do free card pulls on Twitter every Wednesday. I said Wednesday, right? Every Wednesday. It's been a long morning. I got up at like 4:44 exactly. Um, so just work with me. I'm just buffering a little bit. I think that is everything though. The song that we started out with for What You Need to Know this Wednesday is again Miss Jackson. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. I am for real. Never meant to make your daughter cry. I apologize a trillion times. So this could either be how somebody feels about you, how you feel about them, or this could be somebody contacting your mama. Okay. Again, you got to remember that song was really more of a talking to the baby mama. I think that was really both of them trying to get it off their chest, where it's just like, listen, I know I hurt your daughter, I apologize, but every time I try to apologize to you, you just kind of do me down bad. You know what I mean? You and your daughter just do me down so bad. So that could definitely be someone's energy towards you. That could be your energy towards somebody else. um this could be maybe how somebody feel about your mama if you're in a baby mom baby dad situation. Okay, and it's just like, listen, I like your mama, you know what I mean, but every time I try to talk to your mama about you, she just defends you like you just can never do no wrong, you know what I mean. So of course, take it for how it resonate. Of course, we are going to be playing music throughout. Okay. I like these. I bought these over the weekend. I don't know, I went to like this random store called Tuesday Morning, and they have like some really cute little jewelries or whatever. And I had to get this, and I had to get a couple of other things for my photo shoot. Really didn't even need what I needed. I spent almost $100 on the mirror thinking that I was gonna need it, and got to my photo shoot and he already had a mirror. So I really just took the mirror back, and got my money back, and then I just bought these on the way out because they was cute and they was gold, and I just got it. If you know me, to know me is to know that I love gold jewelry. I love gold anything, gold necklace, gold jewelry, gold glasses, probably anything besides gold clothing. I don't buy me no gold clothes. You know what I mean? But like jewelry rise or glasses, accessories, love it. Love gold. So I definitely bought those. So let's go ahead with the music. I'm gonna use this deck, which is the Hip Hop Queens deck. So I'm gonna use this one this time for the Oracle. And let me turn it down a little bit. Turn my phone down out of stir. Cause child, people love to get to call me, child. When nobody bother me, don't nobody hit my line, hotline, bleeding me at all until I'm doing some shit. Now everybody want to call and text and see what I'm doing, honey. So let's see. Let's go ahead and jump into some things so I can finish the rest of my day. Give me one card for what do we need to know Wednesday. Thank you, El. Thank you, Yali, for these messages for September the 7th. What oracles do we have for what do we need to know this Wednesday? This could be either coming off of the beginning of the week, how to handle things going into the rest of the week, including the weekend. Give me two cards. Do I want to do two? Give me two cards. Give me two cards for what can we expect or what do we need to know. So we have Lauren Hill, which is inspiration. Okay. We have Lady Luck, which is funny because I got luck for my guidance card of the day today. Lady Luck, which is says luck at the bottom. Inspiration, and then bottom of the deck of the oracle card says strength with Mia X. So bottom of the deck is the overall energy. I do feel like for the overall energy, it's definitely right now giving keep pushing, right? Regardless of where you at this week, regardless of what's going on, it's time to really keep pushing. A lot of the times we feel like, you know what I'm saying, we have a little bit too much going on. You know what I mean? Where it's like, well, I can't really push through this. I got this and then that and then health and then money and then career and then life and then COVID and monkeypox. And it's like, no, you can push a little bit more, right? Right when you think that you've ran out, right when you think you at your wits end and you can't be strong anymore, this is the time for you to really dig deep, to really keep pushing. You know what I mean? You can endure a little more than you're enduring, right? If you just push a little bit. Now, of course, obviously it shouldn't have to be said, but for the slow people in the back, I'm gonna say it, right? Obviously, if this is a situation that is detrimental to you, toxic, harmful, I'm not talking to you. Okay. If this is a moment where it's detrimental, toxic, harmful, abusive, I'm not telling you, oh, you can endure a little bit. This ain't your part of the show, right? But for those of you where it's like at work, right, or just in life, right, maybe you feel like you just kind of got so much going on generally in life where it's like, well, I can't, I can't take no more. And it's like you can, right? It mind over matter, right? Mind over matter. Goal over the circumstance. You know what I mean? Sometimes if we have a specific goal in mind with the circumstances, we feel like we just can't deal no more. Like, oh, this is just too much. Like, I just can't take. I just can't take. I just can't take. Like, yes, you can. Right? Yes, you can. Don't. This ain't the time to be trying to convince yourself you a weak bitch. Right? This ain't the time to try to convince yourself that you're a weak person, that you can't handle it. Yes, you can. Right? You're strong enough to do it. Even if you feel like I'm not strong enough for this. Yes, you are. Right? How many times in a day do you feel like I can't handle this or I'm not strong enough for X, and then you go through it and you like, oh, that didn't even, you know what I'm saying? That didn't even put. I can shake that off. That was a small thing. You know what I mean? So this is definitely time to be in that energy. Lauren Hill with the inspiration card. Let me pull out of the book because that's not a card I get too often. Okay, make sure y'all can see it. The Lauren Hill card shows you that you're seeking to be inspired or to inspire others. The gut level yearning for self betterment is a positive dragon to chase. Though bear in mind that all that glitters is not gold. With praise comes pressure. All right. And you may ultimately be asked to deliver more than you bargained for. Brace yourself for what's to come as a result of influence. Either the influence you've received or the influence that you've had on others. Take time now to reflect on your definition of destiny and what you're experiencing along your path to achieving your goals. This reflection is about more than simply stopping to smelling the roses. It's for self-preservation. All right. So definitely, like I said, that makes sense and coincides with the strength card, right? Right in the moment when you feel like you can't do it, you can, right? Yeah, I think I remember this card now. Y'all know I don't never read the whole, all top to bottom. But I do remember tapping on the entire part of that card, and it was like something along the lines, I'm paraphrasing, about how when she broke away from the Fuji, she made the Miseducation of Lauren Hill, right? And it was so good that people kind of felt like she couldn't top it, right? Maybe even she felt like she couldn't top it, right? But that Miseducation of Lauren Hill was because she wanted to be an inspiration to others. She was, right? If you're a Lauren Hill fan, you might can understand, you know what I'm saying? From start to finish, a lot of people love that project, right? But then it was the pressure of putting out more than she probably wanted to, or you know what I'm saying, really kind of having that pressure to top it, right? Especially as an artist, right? You see all these Grammys in her hand. That's what, 4 Grammys? I think that's Grammys, if not Grammys, whatever award, fill in the blank here, right? But there's 4 of them, right? And even oftentimes with artists, with giving that this is the queen of hip hop, right? That is a running theme sometimes, where you make this project and it's so mwah, right? Everybody love it. You get all the Grammys and the Emmys and the VMAs and the AMAs and the whatever awards, right? And then to yourself, you ask yourself, can I top this? Right? Is it toppable? Right? So even though you're being an inspiration, or maybe you feel inspired right now, right? Maybe you that's why you feel like you can't do so much and you need strength because you're inspired to do so much, but maybe it's already a lot going on, right? Maybe you've been inspired lately and you kind of at a space where I keep hearing bit off more than you can chew, right? And it's like, well, damn, hold up, wait a minute. You know what I mean? Like, I knew I wanted to get 2 jobs, but now that I have 2 jobs, right, it's a little more pressure, right? It's a little too much more pressure. Or maybe you have somewhere where you're being an inspiration to other people. Maybe you do music, or maybe you do tarot like me, or maybe you're just an influencer and you're just a public speaker. But now there's a demand for you, right? And it's like, well, damn, I started doing YouTube videos because it was fun, right? That's what I wanted to do. That's what made me feel good, right? But now this should feel like a job. You know what I mean? How many times do you do things that you really love to do and then it's like, well, there's a pressure to achieve now, right? There's a pressure to do more, be more. You know what I mean? I just wanted to do tarot on YouTube because I like doing tarot. But now people are really demanding that I give more content, and that's not really what I wanted to do. Right? Maybe even in this week, maybe you balancing it all, but make sure you're watching that pressure, right? Because that could also lead some of us to feeling like, listen, I can't do this shit no more. You know what I mean? I know I signed up for this, right? I know I wanted to be the next MC Lauren Hill, right? And now I just kind of bit off more than I could chew. This is a lot of pressure, right? I wanted to do it. I knew what was gonna come with this, but now you know what? This is too much. Making sure you're not pressuring yourself, right? Because you want to be an inspiration to others. It's okay to want to be an inspiration to others. It's okay to want to give back and give wisdom and kick knowledge, right? But are you overwhelming yourself? It's okay to have more than one job. It's okay to have more than one hustle. But how are you making sure, like they said, this is so much deeper than just stop to smell the roses. This is self-preservation, right? How are you making sure that you can endure those moments? Are you in a moment right now where you feel pressured by all the responsibilities and obligations you have? How are you self-preserving so you can keep going, right? This is more than just taking the scenic route, but how are you making sure that you're replenishing yourself and energizing yourself so you can keep going, right? This also reminds me of just like negativity. You know what I mean? I know rappers in 2022 always talk about that. I think Megan and Carisha definitely talked about it on Carisha Please, right? Where it's like, listen, it be the internet, it be the fans. You know what I'm saying? It don't be us. The internet puts that negativity on us. It be the fans. You know what I'm saying? Even with the city girls. You know what I'm saying? JT feel like she the most hated because on her side of the spectrum, she see all of the hate that she get. But then Carisha also feel like, girl, they love you. They hate me. They feel like I can't rap. Right? But how are we self-preserving to keep that pressure off of us? How are you detoxing to say, you know what, I'm going to take a social media break, right? I'm going to take a break from music. I'm going to take a break from whatever I'm doing, right? Whatever passion, whatever goal you have. Maybe you're an influencer and you've been doing real good on your influencing journey, but then now there's more demand for you. More people want you to put out more content. The more your TikTok followers go up, right? More people want to see you get on here and do hair. More people want to see you get on here and do skits. More people want to see you get on here and kick knowledge and kick wisdom and just speak your mind and just be an authentic inspiration, right? But how are you self-preserving? How are you saying, okay, you know what, I'm feeling a little burnt out, I'm gonna take this week to myself, right? I'm not gonna post on TikTok. Yeah, I know that the girls on TikTok is looking for me right now. Right? Because this is self-preservation. So that way I don't burn out. That way I don't feel like I have too much pressure. That way I don't feel like I've bitten off too much than I can chew, right? It's very okay to be an inspiration. It's okay to want to continue to be an inspiration. That's not an issue, right? No one's upset about that. No one's saying that you can't be an inspiration, but how are you also making sure that you're good, right? If you doing this and you like, yeah, because I do music, but everybody waiting for me to put out. Okay. So are you putting out, or have you been putting out too much? If you putting out too much and you feel like you just gotta feed the streets, you know what I'm saying? How are you making sure and enduring that you can do that while still making sure you take care of yourself so that way you can keep feeding the streets, right? You can't keep feeding the streets if you just drained and now you ain't got no energy and you ain't slept, you ain't ate, you ain't even got nothing else to give back to the streets, and you still just like, oh, but I gotta feed the streets. No, you need to take a nap, eat you a good meal, take a nice little mini vacation to get some creative juices flowing, and then you can come back to it. So it says you can have luck in your name, but that doesn't mean you'll be swimming in it. You can walk around with 4 leaf clovers, lottery tickets, and trips to Vegas, and it all can lead to nothing. Pulling a Lady Luck card means that your luck is about to change. It doesn't mean the difference between good luck and bad luck. Change is change. It may feel weird not being in the driver's seat, but just let luck be your lady tonight, and the outcome of the events will be whatever is supposed to happen. Like the lottery slogan, hey, you never know. I'm also noticing, let me go back to her. I'm also noticing that a lot of their keywords are the same. So Lady Luck, right up under where their name is, there's a couple of words here. Lady Luck has good fortune, financial success, second chances, and misfortune. Lauren Hill has destiny, admiration, unrealistic expectations, overachievement, and praise. Right? So even those two make me feel like a lot of us this week can definitely be trying to focus on financial success. A lot of us are trying to get back that second chance. Maybe you going after your destiny, right? And you kind of had some unrealistic expectations, so now you got to go at it again, right? This is also the time to make sure you ask yourself, what unrealistic expectations are you setting for yourself? Right? Maybe there's some unrealistic expectations and you put in your own sense of pressure on yourself because you feel like I have to have financial success, right? And now there's a pressure to overdo, to overachieve, to over put out, right? Just like they said with this card, it's okay to, you know what I'm saying, to be a inspiration to yourself and want to be an inspiration to others, but how are we preserving during this time? Right? It's okay to want success and good fortune and to really kind of have luck, right? To where you can change some shit around for you, right? It's okay to want good fortune in your destiny, where it's like, I'm going after my destiny. This is my destiny. I want financial success in it. I want to be admired for this thing, right? I want to be known for this thing, right? I want to receive praise for it. That's fine too. But how are you setting unrealistic expectations, and how are you trying to be an overachiever when, again, all you got to do is just flow with it? Like they said, you don't have to walk around with a 4-leaf clover lottery ticket in your pocket. So overextending yourself and overachieving this week, how is that hindering you more than helping you? Right? Like I said, if you want to be a TikTok influencer, content creator, and you want to get paid on TikTok, but you feel like you got to post every hour on the hour, it just every hour, bitch, you got to be posting something. You just got to be, come on, you'll burn yourself out before you even receive the praise, right? Quality over quantity comes to mind as well, right? So even for those of you who have music, put out projects, and you have platforms and stuff like that, quality over quantity. It's not about how often you're posting all the time. Now, yes, algorithm, right? If the girls that get it, you got to stay in that algorithm, but you don't have to post every hour on the hour to receive that praise. What's meant for your destiny is a part of your destiny. You don't have to set great expectations, and you don't have to overachieve and overdo it because you want financial success, right? You want to be a rapper, but just every other day you got to drop a new song. You just feel like every day you just got to have a song. No, not every day. Probably every month, every other week if you can manage it, right? But what is the quality instead of the quantity? You can put out 1,000 songs a month, bitch. You can put out 100 songs just in the month of September, but if they all fucking trash, you still not going nowhere, right? You can post 1,000 TikToks of your doing hair, right? Where it's like, oh, because I did this wig and that wig, and every client I have every day this week, I'm gonna just make a TikTok. But if your TikToks aren't entertaining, if you're not really giving the girls content, if you're not really giving the girls personality, you still ain't finna get shit. You gonna be burnt out and broke still, right? So keep that in mind. You never know. What's meant to be is gonna be, regardless, right? So even if maybe you on the other side of that spectrum, maybe you feel like you can't do it because you're not really pushing yourself. What's meant to be is gonna be. You don't have to worry about it. In whatever sense of capacity. Maybe this is meant for you to, maybe you're going through this so you can be an inspiration for others, right? Misfortune is here as well with overachievement and praise. So who's to say that this can't still go for you? Maybe you had to go through a little bit of misfortune, right? But how can you take that misfortune, grant yourself that second chance, right? To be able to say, okay, with this second chance, I'm getting redemption, I'm redeeming myself. And this is the story to be an inspiration to another person, right? Just like the song we started with, Outkast. That's why I said, I tell y'all all the time, I love Outkast. I love their story. Who else a group from the South trying to pave the way for Atlanta in the music sound? Did nobody give a fuck about, you know what I'm saying? Nobody gave a fuck about what the South had to say, not musically, because hip hop was originally where? Born in the North. It was born in New York. Then West Coast picked it up, and then Cali put their own twist in it. The South was still dealing with Jim Crow, child. We could barely even know how to speak good, proper English. And they like, yeah, because we want to listen to that, sure. Right? But they had to take the misfortunes. Outkast went through those misfortunes, and they kept going, and they kept going, and they kept striving. You know what I'm saying? They just had to understand that, hey, you never know, right? A string of luck. All you got to do is take gamble. You know what I'm saying? Lady Luck with the luck card and the 4-leaf clover is also giving me gamble. Because you never know. Just like the lottery. You never know if you're going to win, child. It's a gamble. You going to do that Powerball, scratch off them numbers, bitch, and you either win or you don't. It's a gamble. Right? So again, they had to take that gamble. But in order to be an inspiration to everybody else in the South to say you can do it, it is possible to be from the South, to be from Atlanta, and to pave their own lane, right? They had to go through that. But I wonder how much pressure Outkast felt, right? From the transition of nobody gives a fuck about what we have to say so we can make whatever music we want to make, to now being one of the biggest motherfucking hip hop groups that ever fucking was. And it's like, okay, well, damn. You know what I'm saying? We went from people not giving a fuck about what we putting out to now everybody want to hear what the fuck we gotta say. And consider, maybe think about what they've had to do to self-preserve. To say, okay, you know what? At the end of the day, I'm still Andre, goddammit. They're not gonna change me. You know what I mean? To say, you know what? I'm still big boy. I'm still suave. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. They don't like it, oh well. If they don't like it, oh well. So some serious questions to be making sure we asking ourselves this week, okay? How are we self-preserving because we have strength, right? Mia X went through a lot in her career. You know what I'm saying? Went through a lot of things, and at the end of the day, she still pushed. Sick and everything else, she still pushed. You know what I mean? She was who she was. So even when you feel like you can't keep going, you can keep going. Those of you who are keep going and you just running off of fumes at this point, you ain't stopped for gas or nothing. This is a time for you to make sure you self-preserve. You don't have to overdo it to make sure you got it. Whatever is meant for you is meant for you. It's not gonna pass you up at all. Let's get a couple of tarot cards so we can go ahead and get up out of here. Erica Banks married is playing, so it is giving me like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, married to the money, making a commitment to, being that inspiration, making a commitment to really pushing through that strength, making a commitment to really self-preserving, where it's like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna work and do da 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 this day, and then the next day I'm gonna rest, and then the next day we'll get back to it. You know what I'm saying? I spent today making content. I put out a whole lot of content today. Tomorrow I'm gonna rest. Right? Tomorrow I rest. Tomorrow I'm gonna relax. I'll get back to that when I get back to that. Give me something for what we need to know Wednesday as far as September the 7th is concerned. For me and the collective, allow these messages to be unbiased. Emperor, the Star, Five of Pentacles, the World reversed. Give me two more. Baby, come see what you missing. So bottom of the deck, we do have the Six of Wands. So again, there is praise, there's victory, there's success, right? That's that praise card that was on that Lauryn Hill. So I feel like, again, a lot of you are either trying to get praise this week and or will be getting it this week, okay? Whatever side of the spectrum you fall on, just remember the basis of this, right? Again, it's okay to get praise, or it's okay to want praise. It's okay to want praise and accolades for what it is you post, praise and accolades for what it is that you're doing, what it is you're trying to do, right? But you don't have to set unrealistic expectations for yourself, and you don't have to pound the pavement to try to overachieve. You don't. You don't. Right? You can still do the same thing and still get that same praise. Quality over quantity. Even if you only put out 2 TikToks this week. You know what I mean? Even if you do 2 YouTube uploads this week, that's fine. But what is the quality looking like? Making sure that the quality is good so you can get that praise. It's not enough that you just like, okay, well, I've uploaded a YouTube video every day this week, so I know I should be getting. Not if that quality not good. Not if you so wrapped up on trying to put out so much that you're not really focusing on the edits and the time and the music and the, you know what I'm saying, the shit to really get people to be like, hold on, let me, you know what I'm saying? 1,000 people TikTok algorithm is so wide. You know what I mean? You have to do something to really stand out with it. And it's so funny. I'm being like reminded of Abbott Elementary. I think season 2 for Abbott Elementary comes out this year. But it's almost, if you watch it, it's like that episode of Janine, who was trying to use social media to help get money for the kids, right? For the classes. And the white guy, I can't remember his name. The funny one, the guy, the history teacher. When he was like, you know, the internet is so big, like you have to really like break through. You know what I mean? Like a regular plain video is not gonna be competing with talking monkeys. You know what I mean? Like you really have to wow the people. You have to make sure you're doing something to stand out, to say, so when people scrolling on TikTok, they can scroll back and say, hold on, who is that? You know what I mean? Like, let me go back down, because that sounded like, you know what I mean? So really making sure that you do that. You have the Emperor, so it's Aries energy here. You have the Star, so Aquarius energy is here. You have the Five of Pentacles reversed. All right. The strength, not strength card, the World card is reversed. So I guess again, strength is needed during this time. The Eight of Pentacles is here, and we have the Eight of Wands as well. Okay. Give me a moment. Let me really kind of channel and zoom in. I know I'm already knowing I'm gonna have to clarify. What I'm seeing off top is there's a lot of eights here. So fulfillment and abundance is definitely the theme this week. It seems like for most of us, regardless of what that looks like for you. This mainly is giving me money. So I feel like for a lot of us this week, we're really focused on, our destiny, our goals. Like she said, financial success, right? With this card, good fortune, I'm being told to look at Mia's endurance, fortitude, leaning in, bossiness. Yeah. Fortitude, leaning in, bossiness, endurance, right? So again, even in that endurance, make sure you're persevering, right? Mia X was sick, you know what I'm saying? And she was still doing concerts and shit. You know what I mean? Like, but I'm sure even after the concert, she had to pace herself. You know what I'm saying? She couldn't just, bust out shows like she used to, I feel like. You know what I'm saying? You gotta really take your time with that shit. I'm gonna do this. I'm sick. I'm gonna do this show tonight. I'm gonna rock it out. Tomorrow, I'm gonna spend time in the bed, resting, taking care of myself, drinking my water, taking my medicines, and I'm gonna pace myself like that because I still need to keep going, right? So making sure that we're doing that this week, making sure that we're doing that. It's okay to really want to take initiative, right? Some of us are just in that energy of taking initiative. We have a dream, you know what I'm saying? We see that star, we want to go after that shooting star, right? You ever just look up and be like, damn, that is a pretty ass, you know what I mean? Out of all the other stars, that star is a bright one, you know what I mean? Like that one is bright and it's big. Some more by future plan right now. I do feel like for some of you, don't give up on this vision. Some of you feel like you want to give up on it and close the cycle. Don't give up on it and close the cycle, but keep working. You know what I mean? If you know you've been trying to get your business off the ground, get your money together, get your music out, start your motherfucking clothing line. Maybe you want to start some hats. Maybe you do music. Maybe you just want to start your own business altogether and just be a well-rounded person that is an inspiration to other people as well as an inspiration to yourself, right? Regardless of how that looks for you or what side of the spectrum, if you've already been starting it, um, this is definitely not the time to be like, fuck it, I give up. You know what I mean? This could even be in love. Y'all know I try not to really tap too much on love during these because we just, that's what I got Friday for. But even in love, I feel like for some of y'all, right? Maybe you want victory and you want praise from someone specific, right? And you're trying to kind of inspire yourself or motivate yourself, right? Big yourself up to kind of just keep going and, you know, keep enduring. But again, how are you overly giving, right? Maybe in love, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you've been putting out, right? Love, hugs, energy, good vibes, and it's like, okay, well, it's not being reciprocated because how are you self-preserving? How are you making sure you put that energy back? I think me and my mother just had that talk yesterday, because we finally actually talked and cleared the air. Um, and I know that we kind of talked about that in love, right? It's like, damn, you move in love and then you go to people and you give that love because you expect it back, right? But how are we self-preserving? You know what I'm saying? It's not enough to just keep giving love, giving love, giving love, giving love, giving love, giving energy, giving pussy, giving sex, giving hugs, giving energy, giving compassion, giving empathy and sympathy, and then it's like, well, damn, don't nobody give it back to me. Yeah, because what is you never know, you know what I mean? But you don't have to overgive in order to get that back, right? Just like a job, you know what I mean? When you go to work, if you gonna get the motherfucking position, you gonna get it. And if you're not gonna get it, you're not gonna get it. But if you go to work trying to do everybody's job, you trying to act like everybody, you trying to already be the manager before they give you the manager position because you want that motherfucker, then they end up giving it to another motherfucker, and you like, well, I didn't did all of this work. I didn't just can't, cause you overgiving. And it's okay to want to help. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to want to get to work and be like, you know what, I'm gonna do this little extra. But how are we self-preserving? Don't you come to work every day and then you trying to do everybody else's job and your job, and then they don't give you a pay raise, they don't give you the higher up position, and now you want to be mad and you like, well, fuck it, I'm gonna quit. You don't have to quit. But also stop overgiving. Endurance is a thing and strength is a thing, right? But how are we also again pouring that energy back into ourselves, right? How are you pouring that energy back into yourself? How are you allowing things, right, to just be what it is? Where it's just like, you know what? I don't have to love bomb this person and hope that they loving me back. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to go to work and do everybody's job because I want them to know that I'm a good. If people think that you're a good worker, they're gonna think you're a good worker regardless of if you're just doing your job or doing everybody else's job, right? If somebody gonna love you, they gonna love you regardless of if you love bombing them, giving them everything, giving them your all, or if you just giving them what you can after you give it to yourself. You know what I mean? But regardless of what this abundance and fulfillment feels like for you this week, it's definitely important to not give up on that. Okay. Chestnut checkers. You know, I've been getting that a lot with this card here. With this Mars energy. So again, we are moving, right? There are some moves being made, some plans being made. You know what I'm saying? Change is on the horizon, just like you said. It don't. Your luck is about to change. Whether it be good luck or bad luck, don't matter because change is change. What now, you might perceive it as bad, you might perceive it as good, but at the end of the day, change is change. Allow things to just be what it's gonna be because it's gonna be. You know what I mean? You don't have to do much. You don't have to say much. The Return by Download Genesis is playing right now. So I do feel like some of you could definitely be getting back to your own self. You know, some of you are getting back to your own self. That's what I'm also hearing. Some of you are kind of inspiring your own self right now, to make a return, right? Maybe you kind of just knocked yourself off. Maybe you've been self-preserving and you like, because I've been slowing down. You know what I'm saying? I've been taking a break because I know that that's my strength, right? And I'm just gonna let everything be what it's gonna be. It's time for you to return back to yourself. If you have been self-preserving and you have been kind of on rest mode, hermit mode, right? It's time for you to bust out the gate. Let's go. Let's get it. You rested up. Now you rested up. Now the battery is all the way charged. So how are we getting back to things? Right? Going back to this Mia X card. She had to take a little moment away from music. She had to take a little moment away from being herself. I think it was what, 3-6 Mafia she was with? I think if not 3-6 Mafia, no. Cause who Nicholas is? No Limit, yeah, No Limit Soldiers, yeah. So she was with Master P. That was like it's her, and I think it was LeChat. I think LeChat was who I'm thinking of. That was with somebody else, so either Gangsta Boo. It's a couple of them in here. Okay, so I'll be a little confused, but I think Mia X was with No Limit Master P. Um, and even then, in her illness, she had to take a little break. You know what I'm saying? She had to kind of be in the bed for a moment, take a little break away from music, but she got back to it, right? Going Hard by Money Man is playing. So again, this week is definitely the time for some of us to get back to it. Change is on the horizon. Okay? Your luck is about to change. Whether it be you've been having a string of bad luck or what you feel like is bad luck, right? Or maybe you feel like you've been having a string of good luck. Regardless of if you perceive it as good or as bad, there are some changes happening, right? Consisting of again being an inspiration and really enduring. So for some of you, if you just been kind of chilling and hanging idly, and you kind of been in hermit mode, taking it slow, drinking your water, making sure you get you some rest, it's almost time to kick it in gear now. We about to kick shit in gear, right? It's gonna be time for you to really get up and get moving. Sorry y'all, touched the mic. Again, it's chess not checkers. So again, remember that for those of you where you like, I'm kind of starting to get that fire up under my ass, right? Where it's like I'm kind of starting to feel like I'm picking up momentum a little bit. I'm kind of starting to feel like it's time to go do something. Yeah. But hold tight to your vision. You see that star, you are a star in your own right, right? It's time to go ahead and go forward. But chess not checkers, right? Again, just like some of y'all, you know, you've been doing YouTube, TikTok, whatever platform you want, inserted here, right? And you kind of just been going slow. It's time to go for it. But again, how are we going for it, right? If you know that you done took a hiatus break from making TikTok content, how are you coming back and you coming back better than ever, right? How are you coming back and you coming back with your foot on bitch's neck? How are you coming back and you coming back shitting on people? How can you perfect this vision and hold on to it, right? To continue to have faith in what it is that you have going on and keep your head up. Let me go ahead and clarify. Give me a clarity on this world card. Why is the world card reversed for the collective? For what we need to know this Wednesday. Some of you definitely could intuitively be needing to get outside your comfort zone. The Temperance card tried to fall out, which is Sagittarius energy, emotionally balanced, being patient, right? So I do feel like there's something here with that. Some of you need to get outside your comfort zone. That could also be an issue this week too, right? So again, maybe you're coming back to something. Maybe you're making a return in some sort of way, shape, or form, right? There could maybe even be someone, if this is romantic, right? That's making a return, right, this week. But again, how are you getting outside your comfort zone, right? Intuitively, some of you know that, right? Some of you need to meditate, get some downloads. Some of you have been getting downloads, right? On making sure that you're getting outside your comfort zone, right? Maybe you like to be on YouTube, but then you like, well, I'm not really comfortable with TikTok. Like I know that I do that too, right? I'm very comfortable with like Snapchat when I had it. Like again, if you know me and you've had me on my platforms, you know that me and Snapchat bitch was always like this. Right? But then they took my Snapchat. So now for me, this is get outside my comfort zone as far as putting myself out there. Because it was easy for me to do on Snapchat. Half of the people I have on Snapchat I know personally. Right? I know that they're not gonna judge me. I know that they support me and what I have going on. That's why I have them on Snapchat. Anybody I didn't have on Snapchat, I didn't know. You know what I mean? TikTok is too open for me. You know what I'm saying? You could post one thing and people from all around the world, bitch, that don't even know you, you ain't even never even heard of, seen before, bitch, be having all types of opinions. You know what I mean? But it's time to really expand and get outside that comfort zone. It's time to really expand and push toward that. You know what I mean? So maybe you're super comfortable on posting content on YouTube, right? But how can we get that onto other platforms so other people can see it, right? Maybe you need to tell people, right? Maybe you want to make clothes and do music or poetry or whatever they look like, and you just ain't told nobody. But it's like, oh, but I feel like this is my destiny, right? Then it's time to go ahead and get started. Put that shit out there, put it in their faces. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't really have too much to do too much else with, okay? Um so that is what I'm seeing. All ass is playing. Thank you so much. Again, I do feel like, again, just make sure this week we're getting outside our comfort zones. Okay. Take the initiative. Okay. Take control. Do what you got to do to be who you got to be and to get to where you're trying to go. All right. But making sure that you are self-preserving, making sure that you're resting, drinking your water. Okay. You don't have to do too much when it's your destiny. What's meant for you is meant for you. Okay. Just making sure that you pushing through them hard times and you resting when you know that you need to rest. Okay. um Other than that, I do feel like fulfillment and abundance is yours and ours this week. Just make sure you're patient. Okay. Patience and emotional balance is key. All right. Thank you again so much for watching my channel. Thank you again for checking this out. Check down in the description box, like, share, subscribe, book with me. I am a full-time reader. And until next time, see you guys later.